I'm Cody Clark, and this is your Daily Herald Movie Roundup. In 1978, the promotional campaign for Superman boasted that moviegoers would believe a man can fly. That's child's play. Anyone who goes to see Disney and Pixar's delightful, adventurous Up will believe an entire two-story gable-front house can fly. Maybe not left brain believe it. Could you really lift a house with a few thousand helium balloons? To your inner child, on the other hand, it will all make perfect sense.
All his life, Carl Fredricksen dreamed of adventure. Today, his adventure is finally taking off.
We first meet Carl Fredricksen as a wide-eyed kid watching newsreel footage of the latest exploits of his hero, intrepid explorer Charles Muntz. Walking home that afternoon, Carl hears strange noises coming from an old abandoned house and goes inside to investigate. Turns out it's the sound of his destiny rushing to meet him, a chatty, excitable girl named Ellie, who's as Muntz-obsessed as Carl is. They become fast friends and, later on, husband and wife. Their mutual devotion is tested but never strained, and then after many happy years, Ellie's death leaves Carl alone. All of that takes place in the first 10 to 15 minutes of Up, which pack in more breadth of emotion and depth of characterization than many films provide from start to finish. Just the wordless montage of scenes from Carl and Ellie's marriage, beautifully scored by composer Michael Giacchino, is a breathtaking Mount Everest in the landscape of one of the most overused, misapplied techniques in filmmaking. And all of that is just to get us to the movie's present day, in which Carl, living alone in the house where he and Ellie first met, turns out it was the perfect little fixer-upper, is beset by encroaching developers. Threatened with eviction and inspired by his late wife's long-held dream of visiting Paradise Falls in South America, Carl rigs up all of those balloons and flies the whole house up into the bright blue sky, free as a bird. Well, almost. A cheerful 8-year-old junior wilderness explorer named Russell, eager to gain his Assisting the Elderly badge, is a surprise stowaway. And the odd couple becomes an exotic quartet after arriving in South America, where they attract a squawking giant bird who Russell names Kevin, and a chipper, semi-talking dog who calls himself Doug. There's a giddy mix of comedy, adventure, and poignant emotion in Up. The screenplay spins a hilarious yarn, but also inspires compassion and understanding for its characters. The sniggering humor of the film's lighter scenes is no impediment to the thoughtful observations about life found elsewhere. Everything fits. It isn't just Carl's house that's being lifted by that rainbow array of balloons. Your heart, spirit, and the corners of your mouth will be headed in the same direction, up. If you're in the mood for something else entirely, then you may enjoy the horror film Drag Me to Hell. A bank loan officer gets cursed by a witchy old woman for denying a loan, and then it's one demonic thing after another while she tries to avoid her fiery fate. Drag Me to Hell was directed by Sam Raimi, whose Evil Dead trilogy of horror comedies made him a cult figure long before he started making Spider-Man movies. Most reviewers agree that Raimi's new film is a flawless return to the special blend of horror and humor that got him started in the movie business. It's got everything except Bruce Campbell, Raimi's Evil Dead leading man. Guess he was too busy doing episodes of Burn Notice. Finally, there's The Brothers Bloom, opening in a couple of theaters in Salt Lake County. Director Rian Johnson made waves with his high school noir film Brick a couple of years ago, and now he's applied his unique style and ear for dialogue to a story about two brothers who are successful con men. One of them wants to go straight, but the other one begs him to come along on one last con. Reviewers are saying that some elements of The Brothers Bloom are a little too cute, but everyone likes the performance of Rachel Weisz as the eccentric heiress targeted by the brothers, and co-stars Adrian Brody and Mark Ruffalo have also made a good impression. That's everything that's new in the local cinema scene. Have fun at the movies, and we'll see you next week.